McMenamin's Edgefield Brewfest is happening once again on Saturday, June 27th. From noon to 7 p.m., there will be live music, lawn games, and everyone is invited, including your kids and well-behaved dogs. Bring chairs and blankets, sit back and relax all day long while enjoying a selection of over 100 of the Pacific Northwest's finest craft beers and ciders. Get tickets now at McMenamins.com. That's McMenamins.com. The Water Lantern Festival is returning to Portland's Laurelhurst Park the weekend of June 13th and 14th at 6 p.m. Tickets are available now at waterlanternfestival.com. You can also find the link in our show notes. And if right now you're wondering what the heck is a Water Lantern Festival, stick around after the show. CityCast content director Andrea Salenzi and Tess Rouser, the festival's marketing manager, will be telling you all about it. Today on CityCast Portland, we're talking about the latest concerning public funding for the Moda Center, as well as the state ethics investigation into former PCC president Adrien Bennings. Plus, we're diving into our mailbag to hear from you, our listeners. With me are KBOO News Director Althea Billings and our very own executive producer, John Notarianni. Good morning, you guys. Thanks for being here.
Hey, Claudia.
Hey, good morning.
I'm a little hoarse because World Cup, and it was my birthday weekend, and my entire family was here for a wedding, so
What matches did you catch?
I feel like all of them. I caught like a piece of almost all of them, and yet somehow I was nonstop busy the whole weekend, so I don't know how that happened.
So I've decided to go all in World Cup, and me and my partner have decided that we're going to cook meals themed to who's playing each evening. So last night we made a Tunisian stew, which was very good.
That's so cute.
Which I enjoyed while Tunisia lost.
Oh. Did the stew have something to do with it? Or you took all of the good Tunisian energy into your stew and that's why they lost?
I hope, oh my gosh, now I feel so bad. Did I doom the Tunisian national team? I'm so sorry, y'all.
Let's find out.
Okay, next match.
Who else are you going to jinx this week?
French food all the way.
Do it.
That'll be an upset. Get a croque monsieur going.
You should make some Korean food on Thursday. Well, as you both know, I always start things off with an opening question so our listeners can get to know our guests a little better. And today's question is inspired by some reporting from Portland Mercury. They looked into the state ethics investigation into former Portland Community College president Adrien Bennings. Bennings was recently fired as president when staff and student government each passed a vote of no confidence in her leadership, ending her employment this month, 2 years before her contract is up. They were displeased with her handling of the college's dwindling budget and most recent faculty strike. Now, nonetheless, she was given a pretty awesome compensation package that included $261,000 in salary, plus a $25,000 retention bonus and benefits for 9 months. The separation agreement also included a parachute for future job opportunities, including a non-disparagement clause and a positive referral from the PCC board president. She was also making a $345,000 base salary plus benefits, while the college, of course, was facing some historic budget deficits. And now it's come out that after a 3-month preliminary review, the Oregon Government Ethics Commission this past Friday voted to open a full-on investigation. And there were several complaints, some that we don't know about because they're under wraps until the investigation is done. But the ones that Jeremiah Hayden was able to piece together was that she directed the school to use the slogan, "One Together, Together One," which has been trademarked by her company, G7 Enterprises, one of several companies, by the way, that she runs on the side. And though no money has been exchanged between PCC and G7 Enterprises, the "One Together, Together One" slogan is plastered on merchandise materials all over campus. And so the complaint said it was unclear whether she could still benefit from the school's use of the private slogan in the future. So my question to you both is, if you had to come up with a trademark personal slogan that hopefully, fingers crossed, one day you too can dupe your employer into using, what would it be?
This question sent me down an existential crisis spiral of well, what is a good personal slogan? What is my personal slogan? And the one that I came up with, which maybe is just showing the duress of a Monday morning, is It seemed like a good idea at the time.
That's a good slogan.
Right.
It seemed like a good idea at the time. Okay.
It seemed like a good idea at the time. The John Notarianni story.
Gotcha. What about you, Althea?
Well, I mean, after hearing how handsome that compensation package was, maybe I want to get into community college administration. So I wrote a couple that could work for maybe that, inspired by former President Bennings. Instead of one together, together one, community college, college community, kind of just that sort of inverse.
Oh, I like that flip. Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah. One together, two together, three together, four. Don't lick the pavement or you'll get a cold sore. Is that anything?
That one's got dollar signs all over it. I think that's your $1 million idea, Althea.
Yeah.
Is that for PCC or just any community college in general?
I mean, it feels wrong to single out that PCC, that's like a warning that people need there. So I don't want to necessarily say that. But hey, who among us doesn't need a little reminder?
Did you have another one?
Oh no, those are the ones that I wrote.
Okay. I just expected you to do your I've been coming up with these all day. So
no, I'm coming up with new nonsense all the time. I almost wouldn't want to trademark it because I don't want to get locked in to my bad idea.
Okay. Because it seemed like a good idea at the time. Is that why?
Hey, there you go.
Yeah,
I think Althea might owe you 5 cents.
Got legs.
Yeah.
Is that how that works?
Pay me.
And not to kick Miss Bennings when she's down, but I don't think that one together, together one is a particularly good slogan.
No. It's just a mirror image. Yeah, it's
bad.
terrible.
And it doesn't mean anything about college.
I was thinking about it and I was just like, that could be anything. Like love always, always love.
Yeah.
Just like anything. Just say 2 words and it's going to have the same gravitas of nothing.
I was thinking, I hope that there is a stipulation that positive reference from the board president includes the line, and please do not Google this candidate.
Yeah. Well, mine was hard tacos for hard days, but that's my alt life as a Taco Bell shift manager because I just don't think CityCast is going to pay for that. But pretty sure if for some reason I do become a shift manager at my local Taco Bell, which I haven't put it past me, I've just been like, you know what? I think I can make it to the top with this.
I'll be first in line to buy your merch.
Patent pending. TM.
TM.
All rights reserved, I think. I don't know.
But all jokes aside, I feel pretty conflicted about this whole, Adrien Bennings thing. Like, she's the first woman president that the college has had, and it's kind of just a bummer of an opening.
Yeah.
Like, they're just like, here's the first woman president. She left, not in disgrace, because as it turns out, she's really good at negotiating stuff.
She had him over a barrel somehow. I'm not really sure how that worked out.
But no one was stoked. So I don't know, man. Kind of a bummer. And just so sad for PCC because it's almost everyone I know has taken a class there. They offer cool classes. I have friends who teach there. It's such a community asset. So I really hope that they're able to get it together after her departure.
One together one?
Yeah, I hope they get it all together, together all.
Oh.
You got to tweak it so you don't have to.
I don't want to be paying Bennings back pay here. Well, thank you both for your answers. Let's take a quick break here. And when we come back, Althea has some updates on the public funding of the Moda Center's renovation. Listen up, LGBTQ plus community. If you're looking for a new healthcare provider, check out Bywater Health. That's Bywater with a BY. They're founded by a queer nurse practitioner and are offering comprehensive primary care, HIV treatment and prevention, same-day STI testing, and more. Bywater Health combines expert clinical care with the radical joy of queer culture, so no judgment, no filters, just smart, sex-positive medicine that respects your identity. They also accept most commercial insurance plans. You can find out more details and request an appointment by visiting bywaterhealth.com. Again, that's Bywater with a BY. bywaterhealth.com. got leftover paint, stain, or varnish taking up space in your basement or garage? You're not alone. Many of us finish a project and end up with half-used cans we're just not sure what to do with. Don't let them sit there collecting dust, taking up space. Recycle them with Paint Care. Whether it's cans from a recent renovation or years of storage, Paint Care helps ensure your paint is managed responsibly and kept out of landfills. Drop off your cans for free at one of more than 175 conveniently located drop-off sites across Oregon. To find a drop-off site near you, visit paintcare.org. That's paintcare.org. Althea, you did some research and reporting on the latest between the city's timeline in funding the Moda Center renovations. Of course, the city is not paying for the entire renovation, but they're looking to use millions in public funding to help with said renovation, being that the city actually now owns the Moda Center. These are all just reminders for people, because whenever we talk about the public funding of the Moda Center renovations, the same questions always come up. How much? Why? I don't think I've met one person that's like, I can't wait for public funding of the Moda Center renovation. Everyone is pissed. Even fans, even Blazers fans are like, the fuck, I want my money going to this, which is crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what's going on?
Yeah, last week I spoke with Idan Krolowitz from the Rip City, Not Rip Off campaign. And he's someone who has done a lot of this digging into the minutia of the deal and kind of pushing back on some of the predominant narratives, which we saw come together very quickly at the beginning of this year, right after Dundon took over the Blazers. Then you get the legislative session where SB 1501 gets through pretty quickly without a whole lot of public consideration. And some of what I really got from our conversation was a little bit of myth busting and trying to get clear about what exactly this deal means. And the reason that it's important to talk about it now is that the city has released a timeline for how this decision making is going to happen. This whole month in June, they're taking survey results. This last weekend, they were out at a bunch of Portland parks getting people's commentary on that. So later in June, there's going to be a work session with City Council. In July, there's going to be an official hearing, and the City Council is planning to vote on a term sheet, like for these negotiations, in August. So there's a big moment right now for people to actually be able to weigh in. One of the things I find so interesting about this is how it compares to other NBA arena renovations over the past 10 or so years.
Oh, interesting.
We're not the first people to have to renovate something. And I don't know what you guys heard about the Moda Center, but when I heard that they were going to need to renovate it, I was like, wait, why? It's okay, isn't it? Like, everybody was acting like the Moda Center is a piece of shit.
You're like, it's the fanciest building we have.
They hate this one? Why? It seems like it's going all right over there. It's not the newest, which I think is the main issue. But at Rip City, Not Rip Off, they did a comparison with all of these different arena deals. And Portland's, as it stands, like from what we know right now, like uniquely bad because there is no private money committed to this, right? Dundon, the ownership group, has been saying that they don't want to contribute and that them not taking the team away is their contribution, and isn't that so nice of them? That's not how it goes in most cases.
This is such a situation of, I'm trying to think of what the analogy is like when your friend gives you their old broken down motorcycle and you're like, cool. Then you realize you got to put $6,000 into it to make it run. The city took over ownership of the Moda Center for no money, right? It was a $1 sale when the city took over it a couple years ago. And now they're on the hook. And like it or not, they are the owners of this building. Once you start getting into the economics of major stadium deals, it is so detached from reality that it's hard to sort of make sense of it. But yeah, I mean, they do cost $1 billion to put together in a lot of circumstances. And that's stupid, but it's just sort of the way that this massive business works.
I want to know the comparison, though. What is the comparison?
I can give you the comparison.
I want to know.
Yeah.
We set it up and now I'm just no, but how are other places going to be funding this?
Yeah, about 43% of these, whatever the total amount that needs to go into renovation, The average is that 43% of that comes from private investment. What Portland currently has, it's a goose egg. We have no private investment coming into this. So the city studied this, right? How much would it cost to renovate the Moda Center, and how much would it, for like the next 20 years, because now we own it. In 2024, they did this study. And the way that they analyzed it, they sort of parted out what the pieces are that are necessary renovations, where, like John was saying, hey, the city's the landlord, we're the steward of it, got to make sure the HVAC is working, would love to make sure that the roof is in good condition. All told, the Moda Center is in pretty great condition, but there's like $185, I believe, million worth of those type of renovations that the city needs to be doing. There's a whole other sort of genre of renovations over the next 20 years that are what Adrien calls revenue generating. So those are things like redoing the suites, upholstering things, like the bar in the private club needs to be redone every so often. And so he characterizes these as revenue generating because those upgrades, making those nicer, doing better things with that, that's revenue that is captured not by the city as the landlord, but by Tom Dundon through the Blazers, through Rip City Management as the operator. And that was another thing that I didn't totally realize, because in some of these conversations, people have talked about like, well, doesn't the Portland Fire have to get a hand on the ball? Like, what about the monster truck rallies? Are they paying for any of this? Dundon owns Rip City Management. So all of those events go through him in that way.
This seems like a great deal for him and not for us.
It is
an
a
incredible
great deal for him. Yeah. I mean, and I think, we've seen in the opening stages of his ownership of the Blazers, like he is driving a very hard line in terms of costs. He cut like 25% of the business staff. So not to say that this is going to be the way that he's going to operate forevermore, but he's definitely signaling that he's going to be really keeping a close eye on the bottom line.
Yeah.
Althea, when you bring up those other stadium deals, I found some reporting from Alex Zielinski at OPB really interesting, where she was talking about a number of different cities that made these sorts of deals recently that baked into the deal some sort of investment in the community, whether it's investment in low-income housing, actually sort of putting these like, yeah, we will put this money in, but we also want this that is going to benefit the community in this deal. And I think that, as the city starts to put together its final offer, this is going to be a real test of just how much we trust our elected officials to do the right thing. Because again, these deals are so opaque and so huge that like we really need to have a lot of faith. You need to have a lot of faith in public officials. And whether you do or you don't, I mean, that's an open question.
Because the NDA they have to actually sign to get into these conversations, that already is a little sketchy, but they have to do it because they're talking to Rip City Management. Right. How serious is this threat of relocation though? Because that's what he's dangling in front of us. He's just like, if you don't play a ball, I don't know if that's what basketball players say, by the way. I'm not a basketball fan. If you don't slam dunk this, I don't know.
Keep going. One more.
Okay, if you don't lay up,
beat the buzzer.
Goal.
If you don't beat the buzzer. But no, serious. How serious is the threat of relocation?
That's the thing. Like, relocation is the leverage that Dundon and Rip City Management have, basically. And the threat is actually not that serious. It's extremely costly for them to try to do this. They both have to get okay from the NBA and all of the NBA owners. And this is also coming at a moment where the NBA is poised for expansion to Seattle and Las Vegas, who have arenas ready to go, who have like a local appetite for that thing. And when new teams enter the league, they pay something like $1 billion, the private owners of it do. And that gets split between all the other NBA owners. So this is a deal that would have to go through several legal hurdles. He'd also end up in court against the city. There's a lot of reasons it would be very expensive to try to do that. And I think like he's a hard ass and he's not our local billionaire who doesn't like, he doesn't care about Portland per se. So I think there's like extra anxiety and, I think Portland, we're a little insecure in this when the city's leverage is actually quite strong to get like a fair deal, not to get Dundon over a barrel or anything. He doesn't become a subprime auto loan tycoon without some kind of business sense. But that it is totally reasonable, like John's saying, for there to be investments in the community, for there to be some revenue sharing, for this to come back to the city's general fund, that there is ways for this to work out where he's still going to make bank. Like we're not extorting a billionaire. Like there's a lot of revenue generation in the conversation here.
I think it's interesting, the city has been sort of putting out these efforts to create spaces for public input. They just held a couple listening sessions over this past weekend, and there's an online survey to sort of gauge the public's feelings on all of this. And I took the time to go through that survey and fill it out. And it was very interesting to sort of see the line, to like read between the tea leaves and see the difference between what they imagine to be the institutional reasons that this is a really important thing. Like, I don't think anybody in the public is going to say, it's important to protect the city's assets by updating structural technology and operating systems. That was one of the check boxes,
No.
Or it's important to leverage committed public dollars from the state of Oregon. Like, humans don't feel that way. But I mean, they put in there, like, what is actually important to the community? Keep the Trailblazers in Portland is like one of the survey options. And I would be very curious to see like what that survey looks like once it's all done.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So give us the timeline. Like, I'm curious about the public input part of this.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a whole widget on the city council website now. So portland.gov/council. It's one of the first things that you see, and they have their explanation of it. And the survey is linked there as well. There is going to be a council work session where they're taking in this comment in late June. I don't think they've set a date yet. There is going to be an official hearing in July, and August 12th is the date of the vote for the term sheet. This is sort of the timeline that's set up right now. It could possibly get kicked back as well to circle back around in the next legislative session. There's urgency, but it's not emergency per se. And there's a lot of interesting breakdown on the Rip City Not Rip Off website if you want to be a total nerd about all of the city's documents.
Awesome. Well, we'll link to that in our show notes. So if you have more questions listening, just hit up our show notes. Althea, thank you so much for helping break that down. Of course, it's something that we're all closely following.
I'm too freaked out by it, to be honest. I'm worked up.
Oh, well, let's take a quick break here. And when we come back, we're going to be diving into our mailbag. Hopefully that'll bring us down a little bit, Althea. Unless every letter is about the Moda Center, then I'm sorry about that.
Read me those ones.
Okay. Okay, John, you dove into our mailbag. You found the freshest notes.
I dove in head first. I got covered with mail, and I popped out with a bunch in my mouth. So there's an image for you. This first one is, I think, directed to me based on a conversation I had with Brianna Wheeler on June 4th about Patagonia versus Patagonia, the drag performer and activist. And we got a couple emails about our discussion there of the trademark lawsuit between them. Jeff was not a fan. Jeff said, so incredibly frustrating to hear the legally incorrect and dumb-headed arguments put forth by literally every person on the show today talking about the Patagonia infringement case. Jeff, tell me how you really feel. Seriously, not a single person talking about it even remotely tried to understand the case if what you're complaining about is the inability for someone to trademark the name of a country. Heard, and like I said, Jeff wasn't the only person to sort of critique our analysis of trademark law in that segment. But I still think that it is a fascinating case. I approach it as a cultural conversation, and like legal arguments of like trademark lawsuit aside, I guess I hear ya, and thanks for writing in.
Well, we also got one in from Erisa about the headline we talked about, Portland's $3.6 million pothole. That's the lawsuit that a woman was awarded after she hit this insane pothole. And it really did like mess up her life before anyone starts thinking about all the potholes they've hit and how much money they can make. So she wrote, thanks for your story on potholes. This is in response to comments by Claudia, Althea, and Brianna. Oh, you're here, Althea, so you can check this out. And she continued, what if we stop being obsessed with driving faster, slow down our driving, stop making cars so safe with all-around airbags? What? No. Original VW bus drivers used to be the safest drivers statistically because they will die in any head-on crash, except maybe one at 20 miles per hour. Okay, this is a very interesting take. And then she wrote, slow the flock down. Okay, slowing down I can get behind, but making cars purposefully less safe is an interesting take on this. What do you think,
All right,
Althea?
let's make a car that will explode anytime.
Explode on impact, literally. This is wild because I was having this conversation in real life with a friend of mine this week that was telling me that he wished that like every car, that hoods of cars are too long, which I believe that they're too tall. I don't know if I believe that they're too long, and that everything should be like, you know, the little trucks where you're right up against the front of it. So then you get smushed. And I
don't like that.
I don't know that I do think we should slow down. Do I think that we should get smushed? No, I don't think that. Well, I mean, how much do we want to like base our society and our public policy on the original VW bus drivers? I don't know too much about them, but
seem like some pretty cool guys. Cool guys and gals, from what I've seen on television.
Well, the reason they didn't get into crashes is because they were just like stoned the whole time.
They were driving slow as
They were
hell.
already driving real slow.
They were already driving the slowest.
Going 5 miles in the shoulder.
Oh, man. I completely agree
gosh.
on slowing the flock down, though. What else do we got?
Well, speaking of counterintuitive, but like kind of interesting takes, this is in response to a conversation we had a couple weeks ago about a possible ballot initiative to ban hunting and fishing in Oregon. Sarah B. wrote in, says, quote, as a very radical vegan of over 20 years, I'd prefer the resources being put into ballot measures to restrict the animal, livestock, and hunting industry be put towards legislating proper protections for our water and natural resources from data centers. Honestly, if there's enough unregulated data centers, we won't have to worry about livestock, the hunting industry, or animals at all. Anyways, you know, see the forest for the trees and all that. And she goes on to say, thanks, I signed the petition. Personally, I'm fine with radical change. Realistically, I would only choose it after we've reached a satisfying utopia for everyone. So.
Yeah. But I love that she's like, yeah, this is really dumb. Anyhow, I signed it.
I'm on board.
I was like, there we go, Sarah B. Oh, man. Oh, well, I have one here. So we were talking about the renaming of Cesar Chavez Boulevard and how City Hall just jump-started like the renaming process. And so David wrote in, I want to jump on the renaming wagon, something relevant to Portland, Oregon. Okay, hear me out on this. Named after a man. Oh, it's because I said we should stop naming streets after men. Named after a man, but James Beard Boulevard. I mean, I feel like we've had enough time for something to come up if James Beard was just...
We would know.
We would know by now, right? Althea doesn't
They're going to
believe
pull
so.
this
Okay.
clip, man. I don't want it to be true.
And he was a cannibal. Okay.
Oh, no.
Corn Dog Avenue. Loving that one. Tater Tot Street. Crow Road. Nice. Food Cart Court. I'm sensing the theme here. He goes on to say, love the show, my daily ritual. I've told both my friends about CityCast. David, thank you so much for telling your two friends.
And David's two friends.
I mean, if they hung on this long, thank you.
I am all in for Corn Dog Ave. That is my favorite. Although shout out to Food Cart Court, because wouldn't it be funny to name that road Food Cart Court, that road which is definitely not a court?
And there's no food carts?
Wait, what's the legal definition of court?
Who knows? Clearly, I've shown myself not super astute at legal definitions.
Well, it doesn't seem like a court. I agree with that. I feel like court is like a circle, but I don't know if that's true.
Well, Jeff Dunn, if you know the legal definition of a court, please write in. We need help here. Portland at citycast.fm. Can I do one more?
Yeah, we can squeeze one more in. Mm-hmm.
Listener Nick C. wrote in about our discussion about the Multnomah County budget deficits and all of the cuts they were doing. And then, of course, Sharon Mirren's push to essentially rehaul the entire Multnomah County. She was a former Multnomah County commissioner. Now she is just an emergency doctor, just an ER doctor, but also thinking she knows best on what should happen, including having her own org chart. We were discussing it. I was so jazzed on it because I just loved that she went so thorough on this. I mean, you can really sense the passion. So Nixie wrote, after listening to today's episode, I just wanted to shout out Multnomah, a petition circulating to create a commission that will study and determine the feasibility of consolidating the city of Portland and Multnomah County. We already have state and metro. Multnomah County is this weird interim that produces social-based services for a county that is still 4/5 Portland. It's weird and ludicrous. Consolidating services under one roof with the infrastructure the city already operates seems like a slam dunk. And removing a layer of this tall-ass government cake Portlanders pay for really makes sense. For the record, they aren't paying me. But just like Claudia, I'm thinking there's some governmental overlap that we can really benefit from removing or at least studying what it would look like. Nixie, you know I agree with you.
I saw this come in. I'm like, this is an argument custom made. Claudia, are you Nixie? Is this like a secret pseudonym? Did you just write into the inbox to be like, I have an idea?
Nixie is for Claudia.
I wish I was Nixie. Nixie is so tall.
Tall ass government cake.
No, Nixie has written in before. He is a engineer. He's like just so you guys know, if you've been listening to us since the beginning, I know who you are. Because you've told me so much information about yourself in the letters that I totally know who you are. Nixie's been on the show, John. Nick and Jenna Bikes, they're married, and they've been on the show, and they even gave us a lovely neighborhood guide of Overlook. So shout out Nixie.
I'm still
me.
Nick C. Where'd the C come from, Claudia?
His last name.
Yeah, sure.
Likely story.
Well, thanks so much, you two, for hanging out with me this morning. Thank you, everyone, for writing in. Again, if you want to give us a piece of your mind, Portland@citycast.fm. We love hearing from you, even when you're mad at us. Y'all, a pleasure to host you. Thank you so much. I hope you have a good rest of your day.
Yeah, thanks, Claudia.
Thanks, Claudia.
Hey, CityCast content director Andrea Salenzi here. There are some things we do outside that I look forward to all year long. Picking apples in the fall, winter light shows, food festivals on a really hot summer night. And I'm here to suggest a new tradition you're going to have to experience for yourself. Releasing a glowing lantern into the water at sunset, right in the middle of your beautiful city, surrounded by hundreds of your neighbors doing the exact same thing. That's what I'm talking about today with Tess Rouser, the marketing manager for the Water Lantern Festival. Hey, Tess.
Hi, Andrea. How are you?
Oh, I'm so excited for folks to picture what this festival really looks like. So the Water Lantern Festival happens in cities all over the country. If you're hearing this, it's coming to your city soon. So for someone who's never been, what is it actually like to be there?
The Water Lantern Festival isn't your typical festival. Yes, when you arrive, there are food trucks and local vendors. There's family activities, games going on, a scavenger hunt. It's very lively, fun, upbeat music going on. But the event definitely turns inward and more reflective as the night goes on. It really pivots and the music changes and the whole vibe changes. So it's almost the best of both worlds. Guests are encouraged to write on their lanterns, and everyone gathers by the water at sunset to release their lanterns. That's definitely the peak of the event. Watching hundreds or even sometimes thousands of lanterns on the water is incredibly peaceful and emotional. People often tell us that it's a moment that stays with them long after the night ends.
So everyone who attends gets to personalize their own lantern before releasing it in the water. What have you seen people write or draw on their lanterns?
Yes, so each ticket comes with a lantern that comes with everything you'll need for the evening. Your markers, the biodegradable paper that you can write on or design. And that's one of the most important parts of the event. People write, all kinds of things. Messages of love or hope or remembrance or gratitude, or sometimes people are setting intentions or goals for what they want to do that year. More of a personal story for me. I lost my nephew 3 years ago, and there was a lantern festival near me on his angelversary 2 years after. And it was the most incredible and meaningful experience that I was able to have with my family, where we came and remembered him and honored him and shared stories about him and released it onto the water in a glowing just moment of remembrance. But honestly, we see so many things. We see lots of proposals. There's nothing like seeing someone down on one knee proposing in front of just thousands of lanterns on the water. So it's fun because every lantern tells a personal story, but when they're released together, it becomes a meaningful and powerful shared moment.
So it's shared grief or shared celebration. It's kind of all of it.
It is. It's all of it. You'll see names, you'll see dates, hearts, drawings, but even sometimes just a single word that holds a lot of meaning.
So when you look out at the crowd at one of these festivals, what do you see? Is this families, couples? Who's the attendee?
It's really a diverse crowd, which is something we absolutely love. You'll see the families with kids, couples, friends groups, lots of girls' nights with their charcuterie boards and blankets and pillows that they've brought to set up camp for the night. There isn't one type of attendee, and that's something we absolutely love. So it definitely brings together people from all walks of life.
Can you give me the scale of Water Lantern Festival? Like, how long has this been going on? How many cities have you been to? How many people have released a lantern into the water?
Yes, we actually just surpassed our 2 million lanterns being released into the water. So the largest lantern festival of its kind. We've been in business for 9 years. So what started as just a small community gathering has expanded and grown to over 175 different cities, nationwide and now worldwide, expanding into Australia, Canada, the UK, Mexico here in a few weeks. So it's really fun to be able to bring this experience of love and hope and connection to the world.
Is there anything else someone should know before they get their ticket? Any tips for attending?
I'd encourage people to come with an open heart and to give themselves time to enjoy the experience from start to finish. It's not meant to be a fast-paced event. It's meant to slow you down and create space for that reflection and connection. So it's always a good idea to come early so you can still hit the food trucks, the music, the vendors, the booths, the scavenger hunt, but then still have time to sit and personalize your lantern and just take everything in and turn more inward.
Tess, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me, Andrea.
If you want to find a Water Lantern Festival near you and grab tickets, just head to waterlanternfestival.com. You can search for your city there, and it's a good idea to get your tickets in advance since many events do sell out. And for the latest updates, you can follow them on social media at Water Lantern Festival. Thanks for listening.
That's all for today here on CityCast Portland. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed the show, tell your 2 friends, rate and leave us a good review. You can also support the show and get some great perks by becoming a CityCast Portland neighbor, like ad-free listening. Just visit membership.citycast.fm. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more from around the city. Until then, see you at Slim's or at Food Cart Court.
Yeah, Tater Tot Street.
Tater Tot Street.